right, my name is Matt Damaris. I'm with Ownerland Realty. I know pretty much everybody in here at this point. There's a few new faces, so I want to introduce myself. Tell you a little bit about the idea of Homes and Brews. What it is I became a real estate agent with Ownerland about a year and a half ago. Then I moved into Blue Ash, and my wife and I found this bar. We're big craft brew fans. So after coming here and kind of being a bar fly for a little bit, we got to know the owners and bartenders, and I just asked them if I could do a real estate workshop here once a month to try to bring some people in and expose people to their brewery as well as to what I do, and then at the same time raise some money for a local cause. And he was game for it right away. It was really cool. I mean, without hesitation, he's like, yeah, just set it up. Let me know what you want to do. That's exactly what I did, and that's why we're here. So the organization that we're raising money for tonight, there's a couple ways that we're doing that. We have to split the pot. I think it's up to about $50 right now. If you want tickets for that, they're $1 for one, $5 for 7. We're also doing a silent auction on this painting back here. That's from ASM Framing up in Sharonville. Just write down on that paper what you want to bid if you're interested. At about, I'd say about 8:15, I'll probably go over there and grab it. Whoever's got the highest bid, we'll give it out then. We're selling t-shirts for Homes and Brews, and the bar is donating a portion of the proceeds every time we have this event. So usually a few weeks later, I'll present them with the check with everything. So that's what we do. The Pay It Forward Soup Kitchen is the organization that we're making money for tonight. This is actually my buddy. We graduated high school together. I linked up with him through Facebook. I found out about his organization, and I asked him if it was something we could tie together, and obviously it was on right away. So his name's Rob. His wife Amber's back here. He's going to tell you a little bit about the organization, and then I'll go through my workshop real quick with you.
How y'all doing? I've already talked to some of you. What we are is we're a soup kitchen, but we're a new style of soup kitchen. You go into a soup kitchen in the old days, they give you a bowl of soup, you'd be happy for a half hour. We've decided that's not enough of a fix. We flipped the whole idea around. We sell our soups, quarts and pints like your grandma used to pint in a jar up in the kitchen, $3 or $4 per quart, per pint, usually $6 to $8 per quart. We take every penny that we make in 1 month, put it on a Kroger gift card, and give it to one family in the neighborhood that needs it. We get this information from local school resource officers. What we purposely do is we find the people that fall between the cracks. They've made too much money last year, so the government doesn't think they need benefits. Our first customer or client was a mom of 5 the father had died in a car accident. None of the insurance companies were paying out yet. Nobody was there to help her, and she needed to feed her kids now. So Amber and I made a $40 batch of soup. No joke, that yielded $350. That went to that lady. I made another batch, and we took her another $400. So our whole idea is we want to eradicate hunger in our neighborhood. We know people that are on the lower end of the spectrum have problems getting there, but there's things like the free stores and things like that. We're watching the working poor fall between the cracks. The people like probably all of us who are 2 paychecks away. That's what we're here for. So you buy a soup from us, you buy a lunch cheaper than McDonald's can make it, safer and healthier for you, and in turn, you're putting that same amount of money in somebody else's pantry. So it's not necessarily a hard equation to understand. Feed yourself, feed another person. So check us out on Facebook. We deliver within a half hour of the Cincinnati area for free. We put up a new soup every week, and we rotate about every 2 to 3 weeks, not just soups, but specials. We do things from like caramel, salsas. I do bread all the time, corn muffins. Biscuits so big you can't believe, 2 for $1. So check us out on the flyer tonight. Just know that every time you go, that was good, somebody else is going, oh my God, they saved our life. So thank you for that.
Thanks, brother. The best thing about that, I know he mentioned it, but he delivers it literally to your front door. I've ordered the soups from him. My favorite is the beer cheese broccoli. It's really good. I haven't had the bootstrap chili, but I heard that's one of the favorites.
And the overloaded potatoes.
Overloaded potato. One thing he said he's doing tonight, he's taking a growler home of their beer, and probably within a week he'll have a broccoli beer cheese that was brewed with Queen City beer. So look for that on Facebook. You can like them and follow them if you see their menus or whatever. So, all right. So for the workshop, what I'm doing this week is I'm going to talk about home buying basics. You know, I deal with a lot of first-time home buyers or folks that haven't been in the market in a while, so they're not used to the process and how it goes. There's been things that I bring up over and over, I've found, that I thought I would just talk about to kind of get on the front of your mind. Is anybody here looking for a home or in the process now, or first-time home buyers? It doesn't look like, I know most of you. But these are the 8 points I go over with, and I've gone over these with Jeff and Jenny. They help me out with everything. I mean, Jenny has pretty much blown this thing up, so getting people in here is up to her, so I appreciate that, and I'm just going to go over these. The very first one, I think, in the process is to check your credit. There's different ways you can do this, but it's good to kind of know what your credit health is going into it. I know that you can attest to that. Good way to do that is annualcreditreport.com. They give you one report per year, so you can see what you got going on. Another is Credit Karma. It's not always the most accurate, but it'll give you a good ballpark of how your credit health is. And then, you know, if there's different score ranges to tell whether you're in good or bad shape, but the person, the lender that you're working with will let you know about that. And if you need some credit counseling, we have teammates that we use for that can help you out to get you ready down the road if that's the case. The second point, and this is probably the most important for anyone, is to know your budget. Especially if you're a first-time home buyer going from an apartment to a house, you need to not only know what you're going to be paying a month. Usually that's cheaper than what you're paying in rent, but there are extra costs that come in with buying a house. Your utilities will go up a little bit, or you need to be able to save some money in case something breaks down. One of the, you know, the appliances or something like that, things that people don't generally think about when they're renting. Other thing is taxes and insurance. When you get on these calculators, a lot of times they'll tell you what your payment's going to be, but that's only your principal and interest. And then I've had tons of clients that, you know, I use Carl's Mortgage Calculator. It's an app that I use all the time to kind of help people out, to give them a ballpark of what their payment's going to be. And they're like, what? That's like $400 more expensive than what I found on this website. They're not accounting for taxes and insurance. And, you know, that's always something to take into account. Plus, you got to pay for an inspection in most cases, sometimes a home warranty. There's things to consider when you're going into buying a home. The next one, this is my favorite, choose your team. If you're going to buy a house, I'd love to help you. Obviously, we got Jenny over here that can do the financing. We have Brent with credit repair. We have insurance people here. We've got home warranty people here tonight. We've got everyone you need for the process, okay? So now, obviously, you can pick these people yourself, but when people work together, they're used to each other, and we like to, you know, essentially feed each other. That's what we're doing tonight. I'm helping Queen City Brewing make some money. They're helping me meet some people, and then we're raising money for a good cause. Buy local, stay local. Most agents and lenders have teams that they work with. I'm no different in that aspect. The next one is start your home search. That's really the most fun to me. I love going through houses, you know, open houses. I call my buddies up and say, hey, there's a good house being shown this week. Come check it out. But when you're a client, you want to set your criteria, what area you're in, you know, what your the high end of your budget is, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, things like that. We set up the criteria, we get a search going, and then you just let me know what you like. I take you around and we decide which one you want to buy. Let's see, making an offer. When it comes down to that, you find the house. That's the best part. I've taken people to 50 homes before, and then you get in the one and you know it's it. You know, it's like you see the light go off and they're like, this is our house, we want it. So then you got to make your offer. The biggest thing in doing that is you got to find the comps. That's my job. I'll find out what homes that are similar in size and criteria are selling for. I'll let you know. We base our offer on that. Once that goes through, I think one thing that you have to consider is how high are you willing to go, especially in this market. It's very hot right now. The last, I don't know, maybe the last 5 or 6 contracts I've submitted have all been in multiple offer situations. You know what I mean? It's very common because the inventory is low and people are looking. You need to know beforehand, if it gets into that situation, how high can you go, and kind of stick to your guns because you don't want to go over budget. And if it does get in multiples, that's what they'll ask for. They'll say, send us your highest and best, and we'll pick. The next one is closing the loan. That's the next step after your contract's been accepted. You kind of got to start moving fast. You pick your inspector. We also have inspectors on the team. They're not in the building right now, but we do have several that we use. You just want to make sure when you get an inspection, I think most inspectors almost require this, but you want to shadow them the day that you go into your house, because they are going to tear that place apart and see every little thing that's in the house, where to locate certain things, different items that are wrong and things that you're going to negotiate about. And it's just a good introduction to your new home. So if you follow them around, it usually takes 2 or 3 hours, depending on the size of the house, and you get to know that house really well. Let's see, a couple days after the inspection and the negotiating, you know, everything goes with the bank at that point. It's kind of a lull in the process. You're not going to hear from anybody for a while until the very end when it's ready to close. You get your settlement statement that tells you all the costs and fees that are associated with your house. You make sure that you understand those with your lender, and then you set up the closing and you meet up. Make sure you bring an ID, and you got to wire money depending on those amounts. The last thing is you move in. Once it's closed, you get your keys. You're going to sign papers for about an hour, it seems like. Your name's going to look funny, but you'll get the keys when you're done, and that's almost the best part. One thing that Jenny always makes sure that I tell my clients is don't change anything for a while, because sometimes lenders will double back and make sure that you're still working at your job within 3 to 4 weeks after you've purchased. They can rescind those. I've never seen it happen, but Jenny probably has. So make sure you stay put and where you're at. But then, I mean, other than that, when you're moving in, you just find a buddy with a truck and make it happen. Get your furniture in there. So that's pretty much it. I went the quick route. I was trying to talk fast because Jack mic'd me up, and I know that he's going to have a hard time trying to match up my voice with the video when he's watching this. So I appreciate you guys coming out. We're going to do another one next month. Jenny, do you know what we're doing next month? Which one it is? Credit. Yeah, we'll be doing credit, and Brent will be presenting some for that. So I appreciate everybody coming. Grab a beer, do the silent auction. We probably got 15 minutes, so I'm going to pull somebody for that. And they're open till 9, so get a flight, enjoy some beer. Thank you guys very much. My mic sounds nice. Check one.